Hi everyone, welcome back to 5D Tea with me. It has been a little bit of time since I have jumped on here, just due to a crazy schedule, so it's good to be back. And what a powerful day. So we just had two simultaneous meteor showers happening over the last couple of days that were peaking last night. And then we have the full moon today. It's the full moon in Aquarius. So it is all about introspection and really diving deep into why we're here and how we're all connected. And so I just feel like it's really good energy to pull a oracle card. And I'm pulling today from the Starseed Oracle by, can you see that? By Rebecca Campbell, and the artwork by Danielle Noel is just outstanding. This is by far my favorite deck to work with, especially when I'm looking to really find some deep spiritual answers. So I thought that we would pull a card for today, and I just want to see what comes up. But as we wait to kind of get our cards situated here and pull a card, I just thought I would mention that remind you that we have a new moon workshop coming up the middle of August. So I do those every month, and you can go on to the 5dcollective.com/courses. And information is there to register. You can also click on the link there to learn more about the workshop. But in short, we go over what the essence of each new moon brings to us, not only as individuals, but also to the collective, and how we can work with that energy every moon cycle, to bring about the dreams, the wishes, the manifestations that we would like for ourselves. And so it's a really fun opportunity to learn about the essence of that new moon. It's a fun opportunity to learn about the do's and don'ts of making wishes and manifestations around the new moon. And also, it's a really great time to do breath work and a guided meditation, and it's not the same meditation every time, guys. So it's custom written for that particular new moon. So I encourage you to join us. But in the meantime, we're going to celebrate the full moon today. And I just feel like because of the energy of this full moon, we need to pull a card because it makes sense for going deep spiritually. So let's see what comes up for us today as a collective, the things that we need to hear. And this is the Star Keeper card. Cosmic Ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. Can you all see that? Again, the artwork on these is just so beautiful. So I'm actually going to read from the guidebook. Part of why I love this deck is not just the aesthetics of the deck, but also because the guidebook that comes with it is just really eye-opening for anything that's not coming to you based off of the card itself. So for the Star Keeper card, let's take a look at what we have here. You're an ancient keeper of the stars, here to anchor and seed your light in your unique way. You've likely been incarnated on Earth for some time, dedicated to an era of awakening and bringing about a long-awaited shift in the planet's evolution. We're at a tipping point now. Isn't that the truth? The survival of Earth and all its species is coming to a head. The more grounded you remain during the transition period, the more helpful you will be. The more you tend to the flames of your own heart, the more love you'll anchor into this planet. The wisdom of the stars is imprinted in your soul. The more soul fragments you call home, the more this wisdom is seated here. You may be called to be in different places in the world to anchor this light, perhaps by taking a trip or living in a certain location. You may also find yourself experiencing awakening symptoms. The more grounded you remain, the more stable Earth's energy will become, and the less reactive humanity will be. You're here for a double mission, to grow as an individual and as part of a larger collective that's bringing about a shift in frequency. Trust that you can be in the world but not of it, and lead a truly glorious life. And the starseed activation for this card would be placing the card on the portal of your heart and whispering, I acknowledge that I am a star keeper. I choose to anchor my light and stay as grounded as possible. So this is a really, really interesting card, just coming from my own experience, because the phrase, you can be in the world but not of it, has come up for me a lot in the last year to year and a half. And it's such an interesting thing to actually sit with. So I encourage you to do that. You can be in the world but not of it. So we have to often remind ourselves that we are spiritual beings having a human existence, not human beings having a spiritual existence, right? So just remember that your soul came here with a plan. As strange as that may seem to a lot of us, because there's a lot of crazy stuff happening right now for a lot of us, your soul came here with a plan. It knew what it wanted to do. It knows what it wants to do. And the people that you've met along the way, the things that have happened to you, the trauma, all of it, have created all of these beautiful opportunities for you and for me to learn what we came here to learn, so that not only we as humans can have a spiritual awakening and can align with our soul purpose, but also so that our soul continues on its own trajectory above and beyond what's going here on earth, to ascend and transcend and enlighten itself as well. So just think about that. You can be in the world but not of it. And what was the other thing in here? If you are experiencing spiritual awakening symptoms, I've talked to a lot of friends in the spiritual community in the last couple of weeks. We're all exhausted. Our bodies are tired. So I have found that I have not been able to do the same amount of activity or exercise in the last couple of weeks that my body has been accustomed to, and honoring that and not pushing too hard, right? Paying attention to self-care and dropping into all of those things. So that's certainly not the only awakening symptom. I mean, there are so many. You know, folks might drop into dark night of the soul. There are other things that come up with digestion. I mean, all kinds of bodily functions that can start to get a little wonky. You might be sleeping really hard. You might be having interrupted sleep. So there are all kinds of things that can happen. And so I encourage you just to kind of, from a 40,000 foot view, appreciate, rather than getting caught up in I didn't sleep well last night. You know, maybe there was a reason for that. And maybe that's because this is part of your journey. Dreaming is a big one. So, but staying grounded. So really paying attention to your root chakra, doing a lot of grounding activities, whether that's going out and sitting under your favorite tree, or just envisioning, if you have time to meditate for a few minutes, just envisioning your feet connected with the earth, really getting into kind of a space with the contact point of your body to the earth, And then imagining roots growing out of the soles of your feet, maybe your sits bones, down into the earth as far as you feel comfortable, and allowing that to really ground you into the earth. That's always a really good grounding exercise. But also breath work is really good for grounding, activating the vagus nerve, getting us into that state of relaxation and a state of peace where we then can begin to feel the need, the desire, and the ability to ground ourselves, right? Did I miss anything else here? I mean, we are certainly at a tipping point now where the survival of Earth and all of its species is coming to a head. I don't know what the weather has been like for you all, where you are. It has been wacky, it has been wild here, but certainly nothing like what is going on in other parts of the country. I have a friend who lives in Montpelier and just saw her post the other day about how to donate and to get involved in helping with the recovery efforts there. And, you know, we're seeing things all over the world, in northern China, and it's just, if we aren't paying attention now to the fact that things have shifted in a very dramatic way just when it comes to the weather alone, then I don't know who's not paying attention. It's very hard to ignore at this point. So these are all signs of the tipping point of where we are, and I couldn't agree more that by being able to hold the right vibration, the right frequency, and being mindful of where we are with that as much as you can, the more of us that can stay in the higher frequencies and maintain that kind of a mindset, the better for the sake of our planet. Now, that being said, stuff happens all the time. You know, we still live in a 3D world. We still live on Earth. There are challenges, there are difficulties, and you need to also allow yourself to be human. But if you're not sitting in it and staying there, and you're just allowing yourself to be there for the time that you need to process through and move out of it, by all means, I don't want to come off as critical, or that you have to be optimistic and rainbows and unicorns shooting out of your head at all times. That's certainly not the way that our life works. But I think that this particular card is very potent for what we're talking about around the new moon energy. Here's a last look at the Star Keeper card. And the full moon is a time to celebrate milestones, no matter how small or how big in your life. And that can be mental, that can be emotional, that can be physical, that could be spiritual, it could be all of the above. But it is also a major time in the lunar cycle to release anything that doesn't serve you. So I encourage you, if you haven't already, to go on to our Instagram page and check out the posts that we do around the new moon, around the full moon, around the meteor showers, all of the celestial events that we'll post about, because we give you tips and things that you can do to take advantage of the energy and the essence of all of that time so that it can serve you and it can serve your highest good. So best of luck utilizing the full moon energy. I hope that you guys enjoyed the oracle reading today. If there is anything else that you'd like to see, please drop a comment below. And thank you as always for joining me for 5D Tea with me. Namaste, and I will see you next time.